Now, Tom, we're going to start with you because obviously it's the burning question that everyone, not only in Chicago, wants to know, but all around the National Football League. Year 3 for Justin Fields. How's he going to look? What are the expectations?
You know, they got to be out of the roof. He's got all the skills that qualify him to be one of the most dynamic quarterbacks in all of the NFL. However, it's the development of the relationship between Justin Fields and Luke Getsy. How does Luke Getsy see the development of Justin Fields in the meeting room and on the practice field and make sure you call the right plays accordingly?
And that's when you want to see if that cream rises to the top. Right. Year 3, always all important in that development of a play call in the National Football League. Now, how about this one, Hamp? Jervon Dexter, Zach Pickens, 2 defensive tackles, the rookies with the SEC pedigree. Oh, how do you see them fitting into the defensive schematics?
Well, as we spoke earlier, they're going to be a big part of the development of the defense. Now, think about this. How important will this defensive line mean to the Bears this year? It'll mean everything. Philadelphia played in the Super Bowl. They led the NFL in sacks, despite what they did on offense. As far as Patrick Mahomes, they won the Super Bowl, but they would not have won it without their defensive tackle, Chris Jones. We need these young men step up, produce, and if they do, man, we're going to be on our way.
And a lot of these guys basically just got done playing, quote-unquote, minor league football, some SEC guys. I know you know a lot about that, Ham.
Well, there's 2 things about it that I really like. You know, the one thing is Dexter is more of a 3 technique, but Zach Pickens has shown that he has a better get-off, and at the end of the day, he was very disruptive. Even if you don't make a sack, even if you don't get a tackle for loss, if you mess up the blocking scheme, cause chaos, and create issues for that offensive line coach, you are doing your job.
Okay, one thing I just keyed in on is being disruptive, and a guy who's very disruptive to opposing defenses. It's the new acquisition, DJ Moore. How do you see him fitting in with Justin Fields in this offense?
You know, he's got to be a sounding board to Justin Fields. He's a great locker room presence. And if you think back to either Muhsin Muhammad or Brandon Marshall, have the Bears had a bona fide number 1 receiver on this football team? So if he can be that number 1, he can make coverages adjust accordingly, then maybe he's going to create more opportunities for Chase Claypool, for Cole Kmet, and the other guys that are going to be on the field with him.
Minimum 300 receptions since 2018. DJ Moore, top 5 behind a few guys that everybody is drafting number 1 at that receiver position when it comes to fantasy football. So that is pretty gaudy when you're 4 in the top 5. Now, Hamp, let's move things along. A Bears defender. Which one do you see being the most impressive as we get ready to embark upon 2023?
We've talked about him already, Tyreek Stevenson. You know, here's the thing. You know, having one corner is great, but you better have another one. And we haven't had that second corner that can stand up, do what he has to do, and not have to demand help like we've had to deal with the last 5, 6, 7 years. So at the end of the day, we saw plays just like that in the preseason that tell you, as a defender, he's not waiting on somebody to, give him some tutelage. He's ready to go. He'll hit the ground running. I can't wait to see him match up with the pack.
Yeah, he's going to make things very uncomfortable for Jordan Love right off the top, week 1. I can't wait
for
that to roll
routes.
around. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, Tom, how about the injuries? We know they plagued the offensive line just a little bit. Are they going to play a part as the season unfolds?
I hope to see a lot of development quickly. Chris Morgan does a really nice job of developing who's ever in there. But when you look at Cody Whitehair and how he's going to fit with Braxton Jones, Nate Davis at right guard and how he's going to fit with rookie offensive tackle Darnell Wright, they're going to have huge roles in the development of the offensive tackle. And then can Lucas Patrick hold down the center position at the beginning of this season? They have one of the best defensive tackles in Green Bay and Kenny Clark, and that is going to be a battle and one person to pay attention to.
Well, their main objective is to keep Kenny Clark from making the Hall of Fame this game. Because with all the question marks, and Lucas Patrick has been a myth thus far, we need him to step up, stand up, and play a great game.
So most important defensive player entering the season, as important as Kenny Clark's going to be for Green Bay. Is that who you're rolling with? Who you got?
Well, there's no question that, being able to handle a dominant nose tackle is the most important job one for an offense. This guy right here, he knew how important it was all those years. This offensive line, somehow, some way, they've got to come together in 4 or 5 days and be able to be effective and stop that initial surge by the defensive line of the Packers.
Now, I know one guy that you're a big fan of. We were talking about during the commercial break, Tremaine Edmonds. He's going to make an impact with this team. Is he going to be one of the guys that the defense rallies around as the season gets ready?
Everywhere else around the NFL, you saw defensive, linemen come in and linebackers leave the game on second, third down. not this one. Tremaine Edwards has an effect on the entire spectrum of the offense and how he fits in. First, second down, third down, he's got a huge wingspan. He is invaluable in the middle of the field coverage. Hey, he's going to play 65, 70 plays. I hope he's in shape.